I never imagined that I'd be sitting here, pouring my heart out about someone like them. They've completely changed the way I see everything, and I can't keep this inside anymore. When I talk about them, I can't help but feel this overwhelming mix of emotions. It's like they bring out the deepest parts of me, the ones I didn't even know existed. I tried to deny it, I really did. But the more time I spend thinking about them, the more I realize that what I feel is real, and it's stronger than anything I've ever known. There's a connection between us that I can't explain, even to myself. It's like we're on the same wavelength, and no matter what, I can't shake this feeling. Sometimes I catch myself smiling for no reason, and then I realize it's because I'm thinking about them. They've become such a huge part of my life without even trying. I don't know how they do it, but every time I see them, it's like the world fades away, and they're all I can focus on. It's terrifying and amazing all at once. I wasn't looking for anything serious, but they came into my life and turned everything upside down. Now, I can't imagine my future without them in it. I know I don't say it enough, but they mean more to me than anyone else ever has. It's like they understand me in a way no one else ever could. Every time I try to move on, something pulls me back to them. It's like the universe is trying to tell me that we're meant to be, even if I can't see it yet. I never thought I'd be the kind of person who believes in soulmates, but with them, it's different. It's like we were always meant to find each other. They have this way of making me feel seen, really seen, like they know every part of me and still choose to stick around. It's both humbling and terrifying. I've been holding back because I'm scared of what this could mean, but the truth is, they make me feel things I've never felt before, and I can't ignore that. There's something about them that just feels right, like they're the missing piece I've been searching for all along. It's hard to explain, but it's real. I keep trying to convince myself that this isn't a big deal, but the truth is, they mean more to me than anyone else ever has, and that's something I can't ignore. When I'm around them, everything else fades away. It's like nothing else matters except being close to them, and that scares me more than anything. I've never been the type to open up easily, but with them, it's different. They make me feel safe, like I can be myself without any fear of judgment. Sometimes I think about what life would be like without them, and the thought alone is unbearable. They've become such a crucial part of my world. I don't know how to put it into words, but they have this way of making everything feel better, even when everything else is falling apart. They've seen the worst parts of me, the parts I try to hide from everyone else, and yet they still choose to stick around. That kind of loyalty is rare. I find myself constantly replaying our conversations in my head, analyzing every word, every glance. It's like I'm trying to decode the meaning behind it all. I've been trying to keep my distance, but the more I try, the more I realize that I can't. They have this pull on me that I can't seem to resist. Every time I'm with them, it's like time stands still. I lose track of everything else, and all I can focus on is them. It's overwhelming, but in the best way possible. I used to think that love was just a fairy tale, something that only happened in movies. But with them, it feels real, like it's something I could actually have. I never expected to fall for someone like them. But now that I have, I can't imagine my life without them. They're everything I've been searching for. I've been hurt before, so I tend to keep my guard up. But with them, it's like my walls just crumble, and I find myself opening up in ways I never thought I would. They make me feel things I didn't even know I was capable of feeling. It's intense, and sometimes I wonder if it's all too much. But then I realize I wouldn't change a thing. I've always been independent, someone who doesn't need anyone. But with them, it's different. They make me want to share everything with them. There's a fire between us, something undeniable and powerful. It's like we're drawn to each other, and no matter how hard I try to fight it, I can't. They have this way of getting under my skin in the best way possible. They challenge me, push me to be better, and I find myself wanting to rise to the occasion. Every time I think about them, my heart races. It's like my body knows something my mind hasn't fully accepted yet, that I'm in deeper than I realized. I've tried to keep this to myself, but it's getting harder and harder. They consume my thoughts, my dreams, and it's becoming impossible to ignore. I never believed in fate, but meeting them has made me question everything. It's like we were destined to cross paths, and now I can't imagine life any other way. They've become a part of my daily routine, even if they don't realize it. I find myself looking forward to our next interaction, no matter how small. Sometimes I wonder if they feel the same way, if they think about me as much as I think about them. The uncertainty is both thrilling and torturous. I've been through my share of heartbreak, so I know what it's like to be cautious. But with them, it's like all my defenses crumble, and I'm left vulnerable. They're the first person I think about when I wake up, and the last person on my mind before I fall asleep. It's terrifying how much they occupy my thoughts. I've tried to rationalize these feelings, to make sense of them, but the truth is, they defy logic. What I feel for them is beyond anything I've ever experienced. When I'm with them, it's like everything else fades away. It's just us, in our own little world, and for those moments, nothing else matters. They have this way of making me feel like I'm the only person in the room, like no one else exists. It's intoxicating, and I find myself craving more. I used to be afraid of commitment, of getting too close to someone. But with them, it's like all those fears just melt away, and I'm left wanting more. I've been wrestling with these feelings for a while now, but the more I try to push them away, the stronger they become. It's like they're a part of me now. They challenge me in ways I didn't even know I needed. They push me to be better, to see the world differently, and I find myself wanting to rise to the challenge. There's something about them that just feels right, like they're the missing piece I've been searching for all along. It's hard to explain, but it's real. I can't pinpoint the exact moment it happened, but somewhere along the way, they became more than just a friend. They became someone I can't imagine living without. They have this way of making me feel like I'm enough, just as I am. It's something I've never really felt before, and it's both comforting and terrifying. I've been trying to keep my feelings in check, to not get too attached. But the more time I spend with them, the harder it becomes to keep my distance. Every time I see them, it's like my heart skips a beat. It's ridiculous, really, but I can't help it. They're the one person who can make me feel this way. I've been through a lot, so I know what it's like to be guarded. But with them, it's different. They make me want to let my walls down, to take a chance on something real. They're the person I find myself thinking about at the most random times, the one who makes me smile without even trying. It's like they're always with me, even when they're not. I've tried to convince myself that this is just a phase, that these feelings will pass. But the truth is, they've only grown stronger, and I'm not sure what to do about it. They're the one person who makes me feel like I can be myself, without any pretenses or masks. It's liberating, and I find myself craving that feeling more and more. I've been hurt before, so I know what it's like to be cautious. But with them, it's like all my defenses crumble, and I'm left vulnerable. Yet, somehow, I don't mind. They're the person I want to share everything with, the one who makes me feel like anything is possible. It's a scary feeling, but also incredibly exciting. I've always been independent, someone who doesn't need anyone. But with them, it's different. They make me want to share everything with them, to let them in completely. I keep trying to tell myself that I need to slow down, to not get too caught up in these feelings. But the truth is, they've already taken over, and I'm not sure I want to stop it. When I talk to them, it's like the world falls away. Nothing else matters except for the words we share, and I find myself hanging on to everyone. They're the person who makes me want to be better, who inspires me to push beyond my limits. It's like they see a potential in me that I've always doubted. I've always been careful with my heart, guarding it like a precious secret. But with them, it's like all my reservations fade away, and I find myself wanting to trust. They have this uncanny ability to see through my facade, to know exactly what I'm feeling, even when I try to hide it. It's both unnerving and comforting. The way they look at me, it's like they can see right into my soul. It's something I've never experienced before, and it leaves me completely captivated. Every time they smile at me, it feels like the sun breaking through the clouds. They have this light about them that brightens even my darkest days.